Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the Aquarium Medium coming to you from the hills of Tennessee, the beautiful hills of Tennessee. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, share my videos if you find them interesting. The morning of October 4th is what I want to talk to you guys about. When Instagram and Facebook went down, I saw these energies coming days before, and I really wondered how they were going to express themselves, and I was so concerned that California was going to have a big earthquake. I did not look at Mark Zuckerberg's natal chart. I was so concerned about the president of Russia and Joe Biden and Kamala, Gavin, because their energies were so strong that I didn't even think about the communications with Jupiter, with Uranus and Vulcanus and Pluto in the natal chart of California, expressing themselves in a way that would take down certain networks. I was really looking at it more of energies that had expressed themselves in times past. You know, we just never know how energies are going to express themselves until they actually do, because hindsight is always 20/20. The energies that I saw coming do hold true for massive land displacement and earth changes. However, what we saw the morning of October 4th, I just kind of want to show you guys what I was seeing and what I was looking at. A little bit about what I was seeing and looking at, because I look at tons of charts throughout the week and speculate how these energies are going to express themselves. And you know, that's really all it is just speculation, because even a Sagittarius energy can be a quick movement with a bee. You know, anything that is flying can be expressed with a Sagittarius energy. Flying in the air, you know, the airwaves, directed energy, quick movement of a rocket, water, you know, the way that energies express themselves remain to be seen. But they do go back to our times past and will lead us into the future as well, because all energies just keep on transforming. You know, they don't stop. They just keep on going. Each action has a equal and opposite reaction. And so as an observer, it's really fun to watch these energies. And I'm so very glad that California didn't have a major earthquake, although I do foresee that in the very near future, because the communications is a problem. We have nothing to fear. We are spiritual beings. But I do want you guys to see where I stopped it at 10:01 on October 4th, because Astrea was coming in to the same degree as the Vulcanus and the Pluto of California's natal chart. Jupiter was transiting. You know, there was so much energy that was taking place. It was pretty overwhelming. And so even though it was just a takedown of Facebook and Instagram, there's more to come. So let's check this out.
What I saw for the morning that Facebook wasn't loading and Instagram wasn't loading was my Venus was hitting the moon. Christ's 11th house of Scorpio was hitting the health, and my magnetic field. There was just so much that was hitting different people, different attributes, that I really was considering just be an observer. So now that it's over, I want to show you what I saw. The 2934 goes to California's Vulcanus and Pluto, and this is the 6th house of health. As you can see, it's ruled by Aries, and this 1011 is this house. The 342 goes to this house, which is the 7th house. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th house. So it begins with 10, 11. It rises with 342, descends with 342. And this is California. This is the state of California. This sun goes to the Christ consciousness chart with the 1638 lunar nodes, and his lunar nodes are right here at 1638 in the 10th house. So yeah, so I was seeing this develop. I just didn't know how it was going to express itself. And as an observer, it showed me that not only is my Venus this moon, but it also goes to Vladimir Putin's 8th house with Ceres. His 1717 is right here in the 8th house. His 2nd house of values with the Scorpio energy is my moon. So this is how I connect with Vladimir. And I also connect right here with the 2209. I have a 2208 that connects to his mark that he makes here in the 8th house of death, rebirth, and regeneration. He's got this Pluto energy that's very, very strong. And it's about the health of the earth. I still have a strong urge to report about California and what is to come and what is going on in the world as I read these energies every day. And I remember certain numbers that go to certain leaders, to different people, to different events, and they just kind of stay in my memory bank. So I'm intuitive this way. And this way I'm able to also show you that, my magnetic field was really being hit that day. I was really feeling all kinds of energies of times past, of certain people that have prophesied. And I just really was connecting. A lot of times when we feel certain things, we just don't understand that we are connecting to other realms, to other ideas, to other events that are going to take place that have been foreseen. There's certain soul duties that we have when we come here on earth. It's just not about going and being a puppet, a robot. But anyway, on October 4th, this hits Vladimir. The magnetic field was coming into his Vulcan right here. And that 2209 that he has, this joy, meeting the mark in the 8th house of Gemini, even though it's a Gemini house, again, it is ruled by Taurus. So this Taurus house in the 8th house is critical. It's critical about the earth. It really is, y'all. It is critical about the earth. And so the 2209 that I saw had just come over him as well here. And so, I'm seeing numbers that go to the Russian president and other energies that are hitting different people. This 2238 was also, in the 3rd house of communications, and Jupiter was transiting at the same degree as the state of California, which is where the health is being affected for the future, is in California with the communications. So it's not just about the cables that are under the sea. It's about the earth reacting, and the natal chart of California basically showing the sacrifice with this moon and so many other different critical, Jupiter's at a critical 2945, Vulcan is Pluto, Uranus, all in a 29 degree. This is critical. And I was also connecting to Edgar Casey, this devouring energy that he had in the 8th house. And my North Node is in the 8th house. And, there's so much that I see, and there's so much that's going on. It can be really overwhelming at times, especially the last week, and today it still continues. It still continues today. Today I'm thinking about the future map of Gordon Michael Scallion. I'm thinking about the future map of Edgar Casey. I'm thinking about the earth changes that have been prophesied throughout all of time. And I just really feel it strongly that it's coming on upon us before we know it. Tonight, I just wanted to pull up the transits to see, and then I compared them with the chart of Gordon. I pulled his chart up. I pulled Joe Brandt's up. I just wanted to see these people that have prophesied and compare them. Just start really looking at these numbers to see the connection. And like Joe, you know, he had a dream in 1937 about California, Utah, Nevada, parts of, you know, the world, like Japan and South America. Anyway, his Vulcanus in the 11th house is 651, and Gordon has his Pluto here in the third house with 651. So, you know, it's about the mental future of the Vulcanus, of this explosion with technology and this explosion with the power of the mind, with duality, and with, you know, the coming changes that are coming upon the earth, like he prophesied with the 2435. And this 2435, even though the Chiron at home is 2425 for Gordon, it is still hitting Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. It's still hitting his Selena. This 2435 begins with 1705 in this 8th house. And so his nodes, being 2821, go to Gordon's Astrea 2821. So I want you to see how these numbers connect, these connections, these frequencies connect. And as they connect, there are different actions that are taking place in people's lives that are gearing them, preparing them, voicing these ideas and these feelings to the public. And we have to understand that all energies connect, and they go from one event, one person to the next. There is a balance that takes place. And this is not a coincidence that, you know, Gordon's Vulcan here in the 5th house of Virgo, this Virgo house that he creates with, but he also looks like he might have even lost a child. Looks like that there's something that stopped and began with this creative house. And it really taught him about his health and about his intuition. And the sun is really shining here with the 320, but it's also dark at home on his life path, because that 320 is also connecting with the 323 in his chart, and with this higher octave where he speaks about the sun, and he gains publicity with his speech about health at home, because this 3rd house rules home, Cancer. Transformative leader, he transforms. There's a transformation with his speaking with his siblings, and this is where his magnetic field is. This is where the magnetism is with the public, is how he speaks about the health and the expansion of his values are certainly at home. Gordon's Neptune at 2945 does go to California. The Jupiter is just expanding this house of health. And it's going into that 12th house of undoing that needs balance. There's balance that needs to take place, or that will take place, with California. Lots of warring. It'll be a conscious raising experience. It'll bring intense drama, intense drama. There is a fate that Juno shows here with her companions at 342 coming into this first house. It's critical. It's just critical. And so this balance of 10-11 is where Joe Brandt, that spoke about California, gets his balance with love. It's a strong need for balance in relationships. And he speaks about California and what is going on in the future. And he gains publicity, and those are his values, is children, the future children that are coming in, because his joy is found with health. And it comes later. It comes later for him, and it wars with him. The health of the future wars with him. It's a mental explosion that he has, and it does affect his mental health later in life. His values about health are still public today.
So I hope I didn't bore you too much. That is what I saw for October 4th. And I still see major transformation taking place with our communications, with the earth, with the land masses. And, you know, each choice, each action has a equal and opposite reaction. So keep that in mind. And we truly never know how energies are going to express themselves until they actually do. Connections, real life connections, take place whether we see them or not. You can go up to the bar, have a drink, start talking to someone. That person at the bar that you're talking to was meant to come into your experience. We have real life connections on earth. Good, bad, indifferent. You know, the Creator has created the good, the bad, the indifferent. And we come here to earth to experience energies, expressions of the Creator. And it just so happens that right now, across the globe, there is major transformation taking place. And Pluto is a powerful leader. The United States, going through its Pluto return, is going to dictate a lot of changes. Change is never comfortable, but it's necessary with evolution. And as the new energies express themselves today, as Ceres stations direct to go retrograde, we are going to see a lot of energies that were created 100 years ago, hundreds of years ago, with directed energy. So you guys better buckle up. We have a lot to take care of here on Earth, and we are here to be witnesses. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Let's stand in our power together, walk together. Even though we are diverse, we can have unity in diversity, because that's what the Aquarian age is really all about. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be more to come. We'll see you guys. Peace.